It is the first day of going inside my dorm, so I will do a room tour. And so this is the toilet, and I haven't used it yet. And I realized the room that I booked doesn't have a shower curtain. And then, so this is the sink. Let me try the water. Okay, it's quite good. Oh, there's a place for us to put our things. And then this is the mirror. This is the room. I thought I booked the smallest room, but then so when I came here, it was a bit bigger than I thought it would be. Okay, that's my mask. This is my desk. There's a tiny drawer right here. And this is my chair. Let me sit on it. Oh, it's quite comfortable. There is a green chair as well, so if I have a guest, they can sit there. And then there's a bookshelf there. And then this is my bed. It's kind of like a double bed. I don't know if my mattresses will fit it. So I realized I forgot to show you. This is my wardrobe. And I think I also forgot to show these two bookshelves. And I only have 2 plugs. Hey guys, so it's future me here. And I realized I have more plugs like near my table. So I don't only have 2 plugs. I just didn't realize it was underneath this. And then, is this like a shelf? This is the view outside my room. Now I have to pull it down and just do this. And then pull it back up. Okay, and that's the end of my room tour. So I'm now outside of Westminster, and the time now is around 20 minutes past 10. So I need to use Google Maps to get to Westminster River. So I'll film again when I get there. So you will walk past this sculpture over here, and the Westminster Pier is basically over there. So I'm gonna take a photo now. And then I'm gonna go to the pier. So I just got my ticket and I'm going to the boarding point now. And my boat is at 11:30 and I'll arrive at Greenwich. I think it's like a 1 hour 20-minute boat ride. So I'll film some views on the boat. So this is a boarding point of and I need to wait here. Oh, I think I'm quite early. There's like a 25-minute wait, I think. Oh, this is quite a nice view. I'm gonna take a photo here with my selfie stick. So when I was looking for some things to do in Westminster, I never saw online that there's this Shreks Adventure, and the building is actually quite cool, so I'm gonna take another photo here. Did I choose the wrong boat to go on? There's literally no one here. Everyone is on that boat over there, but in terms of COVID safety, I think this is the right choice. So I'm now on the boat, and I realized I was basically too early. That's why there was no one there. And I got the front row seat because I was the first one there. And this is basically the boat situation. I'll try to film the whole ride for you, but I'm not sure if you guys will be too bored of it or not. So I think there's 4 more minutes until the boat starts. And it's actually quite hot now as it's near noon time. So I actually took my cup. So, the boat is starting now, and I realized that isn't a commentary guide, but the ticket officer told me there is. So, I might have to do my own commentary now that there isn't a live one. So we're currently, I feel like, heading over to the Shreks Adventure. And this is the London Eye. I'm gonna do it when my friend arrives in London.
Oh yeah, mate.
If it turns around 3 times, like the one in Hong Kong. I also realized there are loads of helicopters here. Are they all for sightseeing purposes? I'm not sure. And also in Westminster, I was actually not allowed to fly a drone.
Call it the Houses of Parliament. It's where all the big decisions are made, all of the law changes here in the UK. It's the 5th biggest observation wheel in the world. The biggest one is currently in Dubai. It was put here by British Airways in the year 2000. It was only meant to be here for a couple of years. 32 pods. Now you can get married on the London Eye. I suppose you say your vows on the way up. On a hot sunny day like today in our peak season, the London Eye makes £250,000. That's probably why it's here to stay, due to its financial success. It's 450 foot tall, and on a clear sunny day you can see up to 25 miles in every direction. Now the next bridge we're going to go under is Charing Cross and Jubilee Footways. It's what we like to do here. We like to get the captain to wake the bridge up. We like to wave at the people on the bridge. It's Cleopatra's Needle. It's the oldest thing you are going to see in London today. It's 3,500 years old. It was given to us by our Egyptian friends. The Union flag with the green roof. That's the most expensive bed and breakfast here in London. That's the Savoy Hotel. Now, it will cost you around £1,000 a night. Once we're clear of the bridge, do look back. It's a very special self-cleaning Portland stone. It reacts with rainwater. It cleans itself. The black and white barge just here on the left-hand side, that's the St. Catherine. That was owned by the royal family. If there was any business being conducted, it would have took place on the St. Catherine. It's now owned by the Yacht London. It's a bar restaurant. Just behind the St. Catherine, the white boat over here, that's the HQS Wellington. It was an old New Zealand warship, and you're entering the 1 square mile of the city of London. We're on the right hand side. We call it the London River. They said it was a coincidence how the tower spelt out OXO. You may actually see people boarding a train as it's a platform. It costs £500 million to construct Blackfriars Railway. St Paul's Cathedral. It's 365 feet tall. Many important people have had their funeral over at St Paul's, such as Margaret Thatcher, Winston Churchill.
So this is the Millennium Bridge. It was opened at 9 a.m. in the morning by the Queen and closed at night by the...
The alcohol that comes into the UK has to be tried and tested at Vickner's Place. The next bridge is Southwark Road Bridge. It's the most underused bridge here in London. And the reason for that is because nobody knows where it is. 90% of London's rubbish leaves this site and it goes to a place called Essex. As we clear London Bridge, on the right hand side, you're going to see London Bridge Hospital. That's the most expensive private hospital here in London. It specialises in heart attack. Now just above the hospital, we've got Western Europe's tallest building, the Shard, the Sky Garden. It's completely free of charge. Just underneath the Sky Garden, that's the old Billingsgate Fish Market. There's been a fish market here on the Thames for over 500 years. It's at Canary Wharf. On the left-hand side, with the 6 chimneys and the clock face just behind the trees, that's the old customs house. Very interesting about the HMS Belfast is the Union Jack flag at the front. It's the only Union Jack flag you are going to see in London today. To be called a Union Jack, it must be on the front of a British warship. All of the other flags you have seen today, they are Union flags. It's 127 years old. It's been a royal mint, it's been an observatory, it's been a place of execution, and it's been a prison. It's even been a zoo. It's now home to the crown jewels. Michael Caine, Charles Dickens, the author, this is where they was brought up.
So the tour guide has stopped talking now, and he said he's gonna play the recording that the company made because the company likes it to be played once or twice a day, but then the recording just stopped. So I'm gonna let you guys know if the recording comes back on again.
And Canary Wharf does look like a miniature New York City.
Canary Wharf was built on the Isle of Dogs. The river flows downstream. This tidal flow is one reason the Romans settled London. The incoming tide carried their ships upriver to this spot, but navigating a river's changing currents is a challenge.
And the tidal flow also increases the risk of flooding in London. After several disastrous floods, the government constructed the Thames Barrier.
And just to the right-hand side, it says, "Welcome to London." This is where the big cruise ships, when they come to London, this is where they land.
So I have now arrived at the Greenwich Pier, and as it's now 1 o'clock, I'm going to go to the Greenwich Market to get some food. So this is the cutting stock. This is also one of the tourist attractions here. I remember the day I asked if I could study abroad, and I wish I could stop myself from asking the question, because I wanna go home. I wanna go home. So I just flew my drone over here because I wanted to try to take the whole cutting stock photo. Someone asked me to stop flying it because apparently you can't fly it here, and the only area where you can fly it is the Greenwich Park. If I didn't stop here to look at my hit list of things to do at Greenwich, I wouldn't have noticed that Greenwich Market is actually there. Oh, so this is the Greenwich Market. So I got the chorizo chicken, which is only £3. Okay, to get to the Greenwich Park, you actually have to walk past this National Maritime Museum. So this is the Greenwich Park, and the Royal Observatory is over there. So I'm now inside the Greenwich Park, and I took a few photos with this architecture, and I'll put it up on the screen now. So I'm now at the entrance of Royal Observatory, and it opens at 10 o'clock, and the last entry is at 4:15, and it closes at 5. So it's around 1:30 now. As you guys can see, there is an airplane there, so I don't think I can fly my drone here. So I'm just gonna take some photos. Oh, So before all the buildings were built, the observatory actually looked like this. I actually got confused when I first saw this picture, and then that's what I realized after a few moments of thought. So in the old days, when the clock wasn't invented, this is what they used to time how long they should cook their eggs. The 18th century clock. And the reason why there are 4 balls there is because each ball represents a 15-minute section. And then in the 19th century, the clock actually turned into this, and it's a 24-hour clock and has a timer and alarm clock. This clock only costs $1 in 1890. So this pocket watch can also be used for navigation. So the first clock was built in 1680s. So Muslims use these watches to read and also to tell the time. In 1815, Japan's days were divided into 6 double hours, which varied in length during the year. So the previous clocks only worked in the daytime, but this 1700s clock now works at night, and it lets them tell the time using the constellations. And as they didn't have lights back then, they would have this notch, and they can use it to feel the time. So the Jewish people uses the sun and the moon to calculate the dates, and the dates change every year. So this telescope was actually here on the 20th of May, 1975, as that was when the Queen visited. So the sun normally rises in the east and sets in the west, and then at noon it reaches the highest point. Sculpture. I'm gonna take a photo here. So I'm now walking to the Greenwich Foot Tunnel, and to walk to here, you have to walk past the University of Greenwich. And the reason why I didn't fly my drone too far just now is because I know there are airplanes nearby, so that's why I don't want to take the risk of flying too far. So we actually have to walk past Greenwich Pier. Wow, the lighting is really nice here. I think I'm going to take a selfie here. So I feel like that is the Greenwich Foot Tunnel, because got up to here on the Google Maps, the arrow is going the other way. So I think this is foot tunnel, so I'm going to take a photo here. Okay, so I'm now back at Greenwich Station. So I'm gonna end this vlog here as it's now 6:30. So if you enjoyed watching my vlog, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye! So it's now 8:10 p.m. I actually got back to Imperial Wharf at 7:50 p.m. But I remember like my accommodation is 2 minutes away, but I didn't know the way, so I still had to Google Maps it. Somehow it says it's 11 minutes away, and it took me here. So I guess I'll just see this as a chance of exploring Imperial Wharf. But tomorrow when I go to the tube station, I will remember the way of how I got there, so I can actually use the 2-minute way when I get back to Imperial Wharf tomorrow. But this is quite a nice view, so